the fewest turnovers of all Elite Eight teams coming into today.
From the big timers on the court next door to the first timers here in the Elite Eight, it's Arizona in their home whites as the 3 seed, Indiana Road Reds as the 4. And the first shot attempt, a little hard from Alexa Gulbe, the big-time rebounder out of Latvia for Indiana.
Keeping your player in front, Beth, will be important. Jumping to the ball on a pass to the wing to make sure you don't get face cut. All these defensive details will be important for both teams.
Nikki Cardano-Hillary is the one who will get the assignment initially here on McDonald. She was fabulous against NC State, and Reina Perez turning her over. Little fade on the shot from Trinity Baptiste. Shot clock violation. So here comes this full court pressure.
Both these teams are terrific at preparing. Both coaches do an excellent job on their defensive scout. And Sam Thomas has the assignment on Miss Triple-Double for Indiana, Grace Berger.
Here's your Capital One starting lineups for Indiana. Holmes is their leading scorer. We told you about Gulbe, the big rebounder. This is where all the points come from. The starters, 95% of the Hoosiers scoring. Hackberg comes out with the loose ball.
Cardano-Hillary plays the game low to high, Beth, and she is right there on the dribble and on the catch.
Stuffed on the drive by Bendu Yaney. You want to talk about an emotional night. Bendu played 2 years at Indiana. It came down to Indiana or Washington, which is where her head coach now, Adia Barnes, was an assistant. And after an Achilles injury and a decision to transfer, Barnes was her first phone call. And now it will be Yaney or her former teammates moving on to the Final Four. Here is Berger with one of the best mid-range games in the country. They throw a double at her. Hackberg for 3.
Good fill by Patberg. Good weak side rebound. And there's the scrappy, feisty Arizona. When you bring the ball down, they get a piece of it, get the steal. Not sure Trinity Baptiste is a shot that she should be taking. They're not going to guard her out there. They're going to make her put it on the bounce.
Baseline drive. That won't go for Cardano-Hillary.
We expect a few nerves, Beth. There's a lot on the line. This is a big game environment for both clubs.
Biggest games of their lives. They've never been this far before. Kate Reese, the native Texan, off the mark. Ooh, they may have gotten a piece of that. They want touches for Mackenzie Holmes, their leading scorer, to help alleviate some pressure on the perimeter.
And you'll see Indiana maybe send one to the offensive glass, probably spend more time getting back in transition so they can set their quarter court defense and not allow Arizona to get an easy bucket.
Who's going to get the first one to the bottom of the net? They're a combined 0 for 10 to start. Sam Thomas, senior from Las Vegas and a member of the OG3, Thomas, Reese, and McDonald, together for the last 3 years to help transform this Arizona program.
Every year Sam Thomas has played, her scoring numbers have gone down, but she's added value in other ways because she can score. She can just get to the free throw line. She can rebound. She's terrific on the defensive end. Back-to-back Pac-12 first team all defensive.
Here she is on Berger. Grace gets the blow-by for the lay-in.
Guard your own, keep your player in front, and Grace Berger, again, the hips and shoulder games, a little head fake and a strong bounce to the rim.
McDonald gets loose underneath for the lay-in.
That's an excellent find by Kate Reese, and a good cut to the basket. That's what you call a scoring cut right there. Ari McDonald going to the bucket to score.
Another double on Berger.
sometimes in the first quarter you bring two to the ball and set some ball screen action because you're trying to see how Arizona's going to handle it. We know they're going to trap that ball screen action. Grace Berger's got to continue to stretch that trap and open up the floor.
That's what she did for Allie Patberg. McDonald got the three, so she hit 6 the last game. She had 6 in the 4 games prior. That has not been her MO until the last 48 hours or so.
I think it's interesting to watch how they'll guard her with ball screen action. Everyone goes under. She takes it personal. But when she turns the corner off the bounce, she could be more dangerous than she is actually taking threes. Right here, see, she creates separation off the bounce, gets the switch. Money for Ari McDonald.
Senior out of Fresno, California, who started her career at Washington and was an understudy of Kelsey Plum, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, who in her senior year guided the Huskies to the Final Four. And McDonald, after the transfer, hoping she can do the same for Arizona. Under 5 to go in a 7-4 early
WNBA, and her Seattle Storm championship teammates Sue Bird, Tully Bevilacqua, and Lauren Jackson were tweeting their excitement for Barnes, watching her run to the Elite Eight. But today when we talked to Adia, she stressed the importance of former WNBA players getting opportunities to coach college basketball. And if you look at 1/4 of the field of the Elite Eight, you would say she's on to something, as both Barnes and Dawn Staley were a part of the league.
Yeah, all 5 of the female coaches in the Elite Eight played at a high level in the college game and then pursued careers in coaching, and a couple of them after their WNBA careers. 9-6 Arizona. Winner will get UConn in the Final Four on Friday night. Huskies beat Baylor in a controversial finish and a no-foul call on Dejanay Carrington late in the game for Baylor. And a terrific performance from Paige Beckers and Kristen Williams. They combined for 49 points for UConn as they advance to the Final Four for the 13th year in a row.
Controversy? No. Was it a foul? Yes. That's why it's controversial. It wasn't called.
And after Arizona missed their first shots of the game, they have hit their last 4 in a row. McDonald, the drive and the kick. Rebounded by Goulbe, and here comes Grace Berger.
You know, Beth, Arizona's predicated their season and their system defensively on being able to speed teams up. And I'm not sure the veteran backcourt of Indiana can be sped up. I think they're a team, they take care of the ball, as we know, and they do a good job of playing inside out. Mackenzie Holmes already has 1 bucket for them inside, but I'm wondering if they can actually do that.
It's 4 days until the women's Final Four. Tune in when it tips off Friday night. Pregame show starts at 5:55 Eastern, and then the semifinals, all building towards the championship game Sunday, April 4th at 6 Eastern. Yeah, head coach Terry Moran prides herself talking about 3 point guards, essentially. They've got some good ball handlers on that team.
Yeah, they have good offensive maturity. They know where their shots come from. That's why they don't turn the ball over.
McDonald. Boy, the momentum of a big 3-point shooting barrage a couple nights ago is carried over.
I mean, can she carry this team all the way to the Final Four? She has been outstanding all season and really good in this tournament.
I have to credit her with a block right there. Reese in the trail won't go. Well, we're noticing, you touched on it, Debbie, how they spread the floor. They don't want to use a whole lot of ball screens today, do they? They don't want to bring that trap.
They did it early.
Yep.
And then,
testing the waters.
No, I think sometimes you do that just to see how it's going to be defended. I thought she just traveled or double dribble, either one.
Shot clock winding down for Patberg, and 1.
That's what I'm talking about. Deep into the shot clock, being able to make a play. Allie Patberg off the bounce. She's their emotional leader. It's a busted play, broken play, and she keeps her eyes on the prize to finish at the rim. Mary McDonald is doing a great job of not allowing Cardano Hillary to get the ball back after she gives it up. And she is hot right now from the floor. 4 for 5 with a couple of triples. You got to make her go right, Beth. You got to take something away from her.
I mean, in the NCAA tournament, she's shooting better than 50% from the floor, better than 40% from downtown.
She's responsible by herself for 43% of the baskets and the assists that her team has, according to her hoop stats.
Well, and she's doing it again tonight. She's hit 4 of their 5 buckets. She's ready to go 5 of 6. Under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter.
And this is one of those 3-point guards that you were alluding to. There's several that can initiate on the top for Indiana. Oh, good pass.
No good from Holmes inside on the finish.
Sometimes I don't know why post players just don't go to their go-to move. She countered and came back to the middle and had to go with her offhand. I thought she had a step on the defense.
Indiana has not shot it well as Yaney tries to drive. They also have not turned it over but just one time. That will be critical for the Hoosiers.
And it's a one-possession game.
Yep. And there's a foul on the drive committed by Yaney. That will be her first, second on the team. Excuse me, third on Arizona.
Great balance on this Indiana team. 5 starters in double figures against NC State in their win over the top seed in this bracket. They scored 28 points. Or excuse me, they scored 20 points off 17 NC State turnovers.
Gulbe, who is a member of the Latvian national team pool during the pandemic offseason, was not in the States. She was back home, essentially playing club ball and playing pickup to stay in shape and stay fresh. That's 1 of 2. Cardano Hillary trying to, what they talked about, arrive on the catch. She got to the left side that time, but missed it, and it will go over to Indiana.
You know what, Beth? It's elite level speed by Erin McDonald. So you have to give her a little cushion, and you got to try to make her go right. And Adia Barnes does an excellent job of running their offense, so everything goes towards the left. So it favors Erin. They screen for her. Their angles are terrific. She sees the second level so well.
It's a fabulous dynamic. Coach Barnes is the all-time leading scorer in Arizona history, and her star point guard McDonald is right behind her, number 2 all-time. Over 2,000 points each. Patberg goes behind the back, tried to spin to the baseline, had it blocked and stepped out. And the shot clock will be turned off.
If you go one pass and a drive, Arizona's defense is going to be loading to the ball. You're going to have a really tough time scoring off the bounce against their D. You got to reverse it. Maybe get a couple of sides. Play inside out. Make them collapse.
McDonald has 10 of the 12 Arizona points here in the first quarter. She's got the ball in her hands. They have not scored in nearly 3 minutes. Goes to the right, then comes back to the left. Shayna Pellington elevates and scores. And that'll do it for the first quarter. For the first-timers in the Elite Eight.
To even put Baylor in that position to be able to have an opportunity to drive to the basket and score. Yep. And you're right, the pictures tell the story.
The result does not change. UConn advances. They are in the Final Four for the 13th year in a row. And Of course, always good to remember, even though that is a lot of the talk right now, that was a fabulous basketball game.
Yes, it was.
Two teams filled with warriors.
Yep, that was a great game.
On both sides. Worthy of a Final Four or national championship gathering with those two. And we've come to expect nothing less over the years. One of the exciting things with this matchup, Debbie, is the fact that it's a couple of teams that have never been this far and will feel the joy and jubilation of a first ever trip to a Final Four.
You don't get out and pressure Pellington right there. She's not a shooter. You know she's a driver, so try to keep her out of the paint.
Allie Patberg. Oh, nice no-look pass. Good dish to Mackenzie Holmes.
See, they're running their 4 out, 1 in with Holmes on the block, and that opens up the floor. Against pressure, you got to have your pressure package in, Beth. You got to look for dribble entries, backdoor cuts, ball fakes, shot fakes. All those things have to be a factor for Indiana against this overplaying defense.
And they're getting into the paint, Debbie, for good looks, and they are not turning over the basketball. Only one giveaway in that first quarter.
Allie Patberg is playing in her 6th year. Got another year of eligibility. She's got one more if she wants. That's a great leave for Mackenzie Holmes.
Boy, what a night, too, for Allie and her head coach, Terry Morin. They are both Indiana natives. Allie from Columbus, Indiana, as they score again inside.
Back-to-back buckets in the paint.
Off the front of the rim from Helena Puello.
And see, Adia Barnes is happy or not upset with a shot that's taken very quickly on a one pass to a three-point shooter who's wide open. See how they run everything for Aerie to get to her left hand.
Oh, off the backboard for 3. I don't know if there was anything Nikki could have done better on defense.
Come on now.
Aerie McDonald feeling it. They look to Holmes again, back into the lane. And the foul will be on the box out. McDonald got underneath Goulbe.
Watch this. Come on, Aerie McDonald. Off the glass, are you kidding me? She's just trying to get it up on the rim so they could get another opportunity. They did have an offensive possession or an offensive rebound in that last possession.
Miss inside. Trinity Baptiste clears. Shot clock's down to 10. Yaney gives it a check. And going to be a hustle to get a look they like. Kept in play by Berger. She'll get it right back. Looking for a seam.
Yeah, Berger's a player that can put some pressure on you in transition because she's always seeking mid-range jump shots, especially in the middle third.
So one of the challenges here, Debbie, is how does Arizona score in their half-court set? So much of what they do, in fact, over a third of their scoring in this NCAA tournament is coming off of live ball turnovers.
And that's why Indiana's doing a good job sitting in the gaps, making sure Aerie McDonald sees 2 players, 2.5 in the paint. She is 5 for 8, so Cardano Hillary's got to try to deny her the basketball once she gives it up.
Make the other shoot. They are only 2 of 11 so far in the first half. Just like that one.
Good rebound by Kate Reese. Another offensive rebound. Indiana only gave up 3 offensive rebounds to NC State the entire game.
Reese on the hard drive to the right.
And 1.
Yeah, through contact. Zone, a couple of defenders still at Berger trying to make her give it up. Holmes had a chance and another foul underneath, and let's see who they give this to. It's going to go against IU.
Berger is the best for Indiana at stretching that double team. So that means when the trap comes, she keeps her dribble alive and she tries to pull the trap away from the basket so she can create space to find a receiver. And if you can do that well, you will have numbers on the other side of that trap.
The first foul of the game on Indiana goes against Holmes. Yaney. Whistle off the ball, and they are out of sorts right now in the half court. Reese, the 3-second violation.
You see the dead ball turnover allows them to set up that full court pressure, and they can crank it up. This is a really good defensive team on the floor for Adia Barnes right now.
Indiana, however, has them backpedaling right now in the full court. Reese with the weak side rebound.
See, that's not the play right there for Indiana. You got to move the ball. You got to get them in rotation. They'll overplay.
McDonald missed it. There's the stat update for you. Just the 2 turnovers tonight. That's a winning formula for Indiana. And for Arizona, a whole lot of Ari McDonald so far. The pull-up mid-range, that's why her coach says she's got the best one in the business.
You see how she drops her hips and goes, low man's going to win right here off the bounce. And that's Grace Berger with that high shooting pocket.
Cardano Hillary commits the foul, trying to deny McDonald the left side. Getting forward to that conversation, Maria. We've got 4:40 to go here in the first half. We did pick this up on social media. LeBron James, come on, man, that was a foul. He's watching Baylor UConn, as are a whole lot of folks tonight. Elite 8 sending teams to the Final Four. The winner of this one will face Connecticut on Friday night.
Maybe LeBron is watching this one also. I'm sure he likes a little Ari McDonald.
Perhaps.
Kim Mulkey handled the post-game press conference with class. And when you got social media, you really don't need to say anything.
Another doubleheader for you tomorrow. Stanford, Louisville, and South Carolina, Texas for the 2 spots on the other side of the bracket. McDonald's got 13. The rest of the team has 6. And a chance here for some free throws. Trinity Baptiste, the senior from Tampa, who started out her career at Virginia Tech.
So you know, Beth, with Yaney and with Baptiste on the floor, they are drivers. Okay, they're not going to shoot jump shots. You got to make sure you keep them in front and don't allow them to use their quickness. So you play them a little softer. Well, Ari McDonald, you play to deny, and you know where Sam Thomas is because she's their best 3-point shooter by percentage.
First free throws of the night for Arizona. That's not one to go. And a substitution coming on will be Pueo as Yaney checks out. 0 for 1 for Bendu with a rebound and an assist, playing against her former teammates.
Tips, deflections, any way to disrupt full court pressure. You better have good press offense. And now she's got to stay on the spot. She can't run the baseline.
Felicia Grinner, Tiara Cruz, Tiffany Bird are officials tonight.
I think they're going to put 1 second back on the clock because I thought,
At Purdue for Coach Lynn Dunn.
You know, this was a Indiana team because they had everybody coming back from last year that was picked to win the Big Ten. And of course, Maryland won the regular season and the tournament.
Yep, they had a couple players opt out, Jalen Penn and Danielle Patterson, and through all the adversity, it really brought this group close together under the direction of Allie Patberg, the undisputed leader in the clubhouse. Here she is, ball in hand, gets the switch, and now the double team, and threw it away.
What a great trap on the top of the floor. It's not just a regular trap. It's a committed, high hands trap to steal. And everyone one pass away is trying to come up with a pick.
Third turnover for Indiana. And there's that snake and bake you were talking about from Aerie.
There's the snake. You were talking about snake and bake. I just got the snake behind the ball screen.
Rubbin's racing, son.
She puts you in jail because she keeps the defender behind her.
15 in the first half for McDonald to put Arizona in front. Baseline drive, terrific help from Sam Thomas. McDonald on the run. And the block by Holmes, denying freshman Lauren Ware.
I know Aerie's trying to get others involved, but you know what? When she's so explosive and so quick, I mean, if you watch her feet, they never stop moving. Active hands. I mean, I love watching her. She's fun.
You've been watching Pac-12 basketball this year. A couple of things take your breath away. Fran Beliebe out on a break with a potential dunk, and Aerie McDonald in the open court.
Well, the other thing I like, too, Haley Jones rebounding and motoring up the floor to initiate their offense. She's LeBron-like when she gets in the open floor.
Deep three ball from Thomas, short. Baptiste tried to hustle to keep it alive, and it's Hoosier basketball. Ware pushing her out. Patberg kept that dribble alive. Holmes weak side rebound. She'll give it a go and wrap it around the bottom.
Yeah, Mackenzie Holmes capable left or right, put it on the floor. I think Indiana looks like they're in a solid rhythm here, even though they're only down a possession.
8 now for Holmes, almost halfway to her average.
Aerie hasn't scored in a little while.
There she goes again, weaving her way to the rim.
Back to back, excuse me, she did score on that snake before. That's another snake right there. She always gets back to that left hand. It's really hard to keep her on the right side of the floor. She doesn't go to the right side of the floor, so you can't even ice her to keep the ball over there.
17 in the first half. Off of a 31-point performance in the Sweet 16. Good wraparound pass and a find from Berger to Holmes.
That's almost like a timing play right there. Nice work in the middle third by Indiana. I know Mackenzie Holmes leads their team in scoring, but I think Grace Berger's at the top of the scouting report.
And the double dribble.
She's the one for me, Beth, for Indiana. She's their toughness. She can get a bucket anytime off the bounce. I already mentioned her 3 triple-doubles this season.
Out of Louisville, Kentucky. Got players from Maine. Cardano Hillary from Spain before moving to Texas with her family.
It's a good matchup with Mackenzie Holmes and Kate Reese, about the same size.
Final minute of this first half. And the turnover for Indiana, their 4th.
Arizona with a net turnover in this tournament, excuse me, a +9. That's impressive. That's where they've been able to generate their offense. Indiana's got them in a quarter-court game.
Cuello. Weak side, Reese. She'll put it up off the window with contact.
Really good finish by Kate Reese. Another play around the rim through contact by the 6'2" junior.
Indiana says, hold this thing for one.
Now, she does not need a screen, so they just need to flatten it out and let her go one-on-one right here.
She gives it up. Holmes got gets a touch. Final seconds. Pat Berg, good if it goes. And the Hoosiers do not, in the regular season, up to near 50% in the postseason. Rest of her teammates just 4 of 18 for 10 points in that first half. As she told LaChina Robinson, they need to give her a little help. And there you go. On cue, Baptiste. Grace Berger across midcourt. She was 2 of 6 in that first half. It was 10 points for Mackenzie Holmes on the inside. Here she is, trying to beat the double team, and goes to the left hand.
Again, through contact. I love the acceleration through that set by Indiana to start the tempo of the second half.
The defender, Cardano Hillary, still unable to cool down. Aerie McDonald, another 3.
Come on, Aerie McDonald. You go ahead and shoot till your arm falls off.
Largest lead for the Wildcats.
And you try to attack her on defense, and she's so good on that end of the floor. It's hard to put her at a deficit right now, and she is on fire. Watch this right here. You go under that screen. She was trying to go under. I think you got to go under. She's too dangerous when she gets in the paint because she can do this.
Oh, what a play, the block, and then the save by Goulbe.
If you're a young player and you're watching Aerie McDonald, watch how she moves her feet and her high hands on defense. Really great defensive habits.
Cardano Hillary off balance on the shot. McDonald's got it. Using the Reese screen. And a reach-in foul on Cardano Hillary. That will be her second. LaChina?
Guys, one of the reasons why Aerie McDonald is such a fantastic player is she plays with a chip on her shoulder, according to Adia Barnes. And what Aerie told us was the chip started when I was younger, and it had to do with my size. People said what I couldn't do, all the things that I wasn't capable of because I was small, and I used that as motivation. She said when you're little, your defense and your speed and your toughness, those are the things that set you apart, and she has been set apart.
You got to learn how to control the ground when you're not a high flyer. That means your handle's got to be tight, and you got to be able to make every shot. Runners, floaters, and have great range, and Aerie McDonald's got all of it.
Baptiste with the 3. Timeout, Indiana. In that Alamo region with Louisville and Stanford. Cardinal, the overall #1. You got Dana Evans, the ACC Player of the Year. You got South Carolina champs in 2017. And Texas trying to become the 3rd team in history to beat the 1, 2, and 3 seeds in a region to advance to the Final Four. They've already taken out UCLA and Maryland.
And Maryland, the highest scoring team, a historic offensive season. And Vic Schaefer's ball control offense and his lockdown D showed up with a huge upset.
Cardano Hillary got a hand in the passing lane. Here comes Allie Patberg. And a blocking foul on McDonald. Tried to take the charge off the ball.
I love the pace that Indiana is trying to attack with. They're looking to score quickly, get some early offense, especially when Berger has the ball up the court. She is looking to attack when she crosses midcourt.
Second foul on McDonald, and now a foul on Bendu Yaney, and that will be her second personal.
Indiana was 0 for 5 from the three-point line in the first half. They're 0 for 6, and they haven't been to the free throw line enough. So they're going to have to do this right here to be able to dig back.
China?
Well, guys, Nicole Cardano-Hillary is at the free throw line, and you can't say enough about how much of an addition she's been to this program. She was the all-time leading scorer at George Mason, but came to Indiana with the role of being a pesky defender. She has stepped up to the challenge. She said, whatever this team needs, I will do it, and they really needed it after the opt-out of Jalen Penn. Now, she's got a big responsibility today as she has been guarding Arie McDonald, but you have to say she's got a lot of heart. The 4 steals against NC State were huge.
Now the third different defender on McDonald as Yaney had to force one up. Hackberg had to go with Arie that trip.
Well, they're switching now in their ball screen action, Beth, because they just couldn't guard her one-on-one. And Mackenzie Holmes doing a great job getting a deep catch and a finish at the rim. She buries the defender.
Yep.
Hey, she buried the defender.
Sorry, I tried to jump in there. I wanted to use that line. Oh, McDonald, hard off the back iron. Cardano-Hillary and the Hoosiers trying to give it a go here.
They clear it out for Berger. She doesn't like that screen. Good slip.
Holmes, and it's the third foul on Yaney.
See, they know, Indiana, that the ball screen action brings 2 to the ball, and they slip it this time. This is a great read by Mackenzie Holmes to get to the free throw line. Grace Berger does the best job playing through those double teams on the ball screen defense.
Another average for the tournament. Terrific from the floor tonight. Of course, you know about her toughness. You've probably already seen the videos all over the internet of her playing in the snow.
She's from Maine, shorts and t-shirts. Back in March when the tournament got canceled, she continued to work out on her neighbor's hoop.
As a fellow Northeasterner, I can attest to that. You know, sometimes through the winter, we're like mailmen. Sleet, slush, snow, whatever.
Hey, I've shoveled snow to get some shots up.
Shovel off that driveway and get after it. She gets a nice hand from the Hoosier fans as she catches her breath.
You're not the only one that grew up in upstate New York.
Dana Pellington. McDonald, good vision to find Thomas cross court. And then Baptiste is on the board. Short corner, good. And an injured Hoosier.
Robert Black, the trainer for Indiana, coming out to take a peek.
It's Leandra Brown, the freshman from Montreal, north of the border. Maybe a twisted ankle right there.
Got her feet tangled up with Trinity Baptiste. Requires all 5 to help inbound. Indiana has got to be careful of the run and jump in the backcourt, something that Arizona is very good at.
Off the bounce, switch to the right hand and midair and scored.
What a tough bucket. A lot of tough twos out here tonight.
Kate Reese swatted by Holmes.
Does a good job of walling up and then making a play.
Hackberg on the drive and a foul.
Much better job here in the third quarter getting to the free throw line.
Oh, chippiness at the end.
Other penalties will be assessed.
Okay, so you heard that. No other penalties will be assessed for the contact or the player coming off the bench. As Hackberg knocks down the free throw. was not worth going over to check into the game at the scorer's table either. She is not on the floor. McDonald running off screens on the baseline. Ellington tried to step through. Tough shot. Reese, offensive board, and a foul.
Kate Reese has been tough on the inside for Arizona. She's done a nice job offensive rebounding. She has been around the rim. She's been an excellent screener for Ari McDonald.
It's on the first free throw. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Elite Eight continues tomorrow on TBS. You can also go to the March Madness Live app and NCAA.com for more information. Congratulations to Houston. They beat Oregon State tonight to advance to the Final Four.
First time Houston back in the Final Four since 1984.
Little fraternity party action back in those days. Phi Slamma Jamma.
Yep. I know a little bit about Phi Slamma Jamma from 1983.
Oh, NC State grad. Debbie Antonelli. I'm Beth Mullins. LaChina Robinson is with us. Hackberg in the lane. McDonald. Thomas spots up in transition for the three.
How much fun would Ari McDonald be to play with? If you run your lane hard, she will find you. Sam Thomas doing an excellent job stretching to the corner and knocking down the triple.
Thomas just gives them a little bit of everything. The Pac-12 Scholar Athlete of the Year. Tremendous basketball IQ, according to Adia Barnes. That will stay with the Hoosiers.
That time, Adia Barnes switching on that ball screen action. Sam Thomas, the lefty, beautiful stroke from the deep corner.
Holmes gets the basket on the block. Take McDonald here and put her over in the corner of the bottom of your screen. Reese off the bounce. Kicked out to Ari.
If you can force her to the right, try to make them run offense on the right side of the floor, but it is hard. See, look at that screen by Reese to allow her to go left. Oh, boy.
Berger got a piece of it. And a foul on Reese. What a play by Grace Berger.
Great help.
And Kate Reese will check out with her third foul. That'll send Cardano Hillary to the line.
Indiana 6 for 9 from the free throw line, Beth. 3 for 5 at the half, so they've done a little bit better job here in the third quarter.
Able to connect on a couple. A one-point game coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third.
It's one of the sets where Adia Barnes likes to get Ari McDonald off the ball. But going back to her left.
She's got it and gets it up and over Holmes.
Great dribble drive action. Good change of pace by Arizona in the quarter court offensively.
22 for McDonald, shooting better than 50% again tonight. When Pellington got a little handsy, commits the foul.
Ari McDonald, Beth, 20 points on 14 shots. We know she's a high volume shooter, but her shot selection in this tournament has been outstanding.
Well, and she told us, and Barnes told us, it's the work ethic. You know, we mentioned she watched Kelsey Plum at Washington for a season before she transferred. She said, I was amazed at the way Kelsey worked, and she saw the reward that came from that. Over 3,000 points and a trip to the Final Four in her senior season with the Huskies. And McDonald putting in the work and being rewarded for it.
Same set. Go right back to it.
Two defenders were waiting for her that time on the left side. Baptiste and a foul.
Really good action. Not overcoaching. Go into a set when you get Pellington on the floor. You can get McDonald off the ball, but it also allows you to do this dribble drive because Pellington is not going to be guarded on the perimeter. So you get the defense moving. It's a really well-designed system with this lineup on the floor.
Baptiste is giving her usual. She's close to a double-double as the others have started to pick up the slack. Just what Ari McDonald was talking about at halftime.
40 minutes of full court pressure by Arizona defensively.
Nice catch by Holmes.
I tell you what, she can catch everything, and she shapes up to the ball nicely. What a great feed into the post.
Under a minute.
Golbe makes her give it up. Watch how hard Baptiste posts up.
Weak side, Cuello, no. And McDonald comes in and steals it right away from Cardano Hillary. You want to talk about quicks. Wow.
I'm not sure there's anybody quicker in the women's game. Off the bounce, in a foot race, with the ball. All of it.
I'd agree. She's got 24. About a 3-second difference shot in game clock to end the third quarter. And a foul on the screen will be called on Goulbe.
Beth, I don't know why Terry Lauren did not put Grace Berger on the top of that set with that 1-4 low, because Cuello is guarding her. And you know that Berger can score off the bounce without a screen against Cuello.
Third foul on Goulbe, last seconds of the quarter. McDonald gets to her left, the step back three, and it won't go. Team point guard, both Indiana natives trying to do something that Notre Dame have done and Purdue has done. And is it now time for Indiana to get to its first Final Four? They're down 2 as we start the fourth.
Terry Morin played for the great Lynn Dunn, the Hall of Famer. Helped Purdue to their first Big Ten championship. She's in the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Also, Terry won the 2018 WNIT title. And Adia Barnes has got one of those as well.
As Alexa Goulbe hangs and hits. Allie Patford called it a dream come true to be able to return to Indiana after she was, quote, broken. ACL injuries sidetracked her career in South Bend and rebuilt herself, her knees, and her game in Bloomington. But right now, the Hoosiers have their hands full with Ari McDonald and her 24 points.
They're really trying to load to the lane, and there's a block by Holmes.
Grace Berger's been quiet thus far. The step through can't knock that one down. She's 3 of 9 from the floor tonight. Baptiste. Boy, they have just been fantastic from downtown in the NCAA tournament, especially these last couple of games. Berger hunting shots the last 2 possessions, and a held ball will go to Arizona.
Good defense by Arizona, getting back in transition, and Grace Berger back-to-back, really trying to force the issue offensively. You got to get a good possession. I mean, you want to try to push in transition, but there haven't been very many transition opportunities either way. What the fourth quarter always comes down to is who can execute in a quarter court the best. Both teams have done a nice job of taking care of the basketball, but this is where your details got to be really good, Beth.
Reese gets into the lane. Terrific box out by Goulbe, and it's Patberg that comes out with it.
Here's a switch. Now this is a set that, and an option right here that Indiana ought to like.
A miscommunication. Cardano Hillary on the side with Holmes after Berger gave it up quickly.
We just talked about how they were taking good care of the basketball.
Their 7th turnover.
Sam Thomas trying to post up Patberg inside.
McDonald gets her the ball. Spins to the baseline side, short. Berger may have gotten away with a carry or a double dribble. She wants to go to work on Baptiste. Those two have been jawing a little bit at one another. And there's the pull-up and the stare at Trinity after she knocked it down.
There's that high pocket. She can create separation off the bounce. And it's hard to block that shot in the mid-range.
You could see that one coming for a few possessions. The kick out, Puello nails the triple.
Remember, Ari told the China, the players need to get to their spots, and that's what Puello did. She spots up behind the three-point line. She can make that play.
Eighth triple of the night for Arizona.
Again, above their average. They only average 6.
Indiana does not have any. 0 for 7 after that Patberg miss.
I'm really surprised Grace Berger's given it up twice when she's ended up with Puello on her in the transition.
Baptiste blocked by Holmes, comes out the opposite side to Puello. Reese held ball. Goes to the Hoosiers.
Who wants it more? Who wants it more? That's what it could come down to right here. You can't afford game slippage, Beth. You know, you got to be solid, smart, strong with the ball.
Baptiste tried to reach around and commits the foul. That's her first.
An unassuming post-up player is Mackenzie Holmes. First team All Big Ten. She does a great job of shaping up to the ball. And if you don't throw that pass in there, that foul doesn't get called.
Only 6 to go. Patberg. Holmes forced away from the basket. And McDonald swoops in for her 8th rebound.
Now keep her over on this side. Keep her on the right side. Make them run offense on the right side of the floor.
17 first half points, 7 in the second half for McDonald.
Kate Reese is so good at the re-screen.
Oh, she was able to lose. Cardano Hillary with the change in direction. 27. And her 5th triple.
They're really good at that twist action in the middle third. And Ari reads it so well.
11 threes the last 2 games. Berger, beautiful looking mid-range jumper. 5 minutes to go.
Besides Mackenzie Holmes on a post-up, Berger is the best option offensively.
He's shot moments ago, so it is now just a 4-point game, not 5. Under 5 minutes to play. One of these sides about to head to the Final Four for the first time in school history. UConn awaits on Friday night. They beat Baylor by a couple points earlier.
How about a little box and one right here by Indiana?
Changed it up coming out of the timeout. Indiana gets a stop and possession.
Cardonio Hillary on Ari McDonald. Everyone else in a zone.
Berger. And a foul on Kate Reese, and that is her fourth.
But you know, it's just the second team foul. And it's an aggressive switch, which is exactly how Adia Barnes wants it. But Kate Reese has to know not to foul there. Now they go smaller, basically with 4.5 guards on the floor. I'm going to give Baptiste half a guard.
Bendu Yaney checks back in. I believe Indiana wants the ball in Patberg and Berger's hands a lot here down the stretch to make good decisions. Here is Grace Berger along the baseline. Baptiste denies her access. And then the strip by Sam Thomas.
Yep. Too much dribbling. When you skip it on the weak side, and the defense is already overplaying, you got a chance to shoot it or you got to pass it quickly. But if you put it on the floor, you allow Arizona to adjust to the ball. And you know they're coming to steal.
Terrific night in the Alamo Dome. Another Elite Eight doubleheader tomorrow night. Stanford, Louisville, and South Carolina, Texas for the other two spots in the Final Four. Holmes, patient, steps to the left, misses the layup.
Indiana just one team foul, just something to keep your eye on.
Cuellar wide open. Assist on the drive by McDonald. Out of contact on the inbound and a foul. And that'll be on McDonald. Wait, are they? Is that on Ari? Who they?
Yeah, that was
personal foul. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds McDonald.
Yep. Berger. Patberg. Over Gainey. Short.
Yeah, I'm not looking at a jump shot right now unless it's Grace Berger for Indiana. You need to get it inside to Mackenzie Holmes, who's been effective inside, especially with a smaller lineup on the floor.
Yeah, she's got 20 points.
Or Grace Berger in the mid-range.
Oh, and McDonald may have hurt herself. Whistle stops the play with McDonald unable to get up in the corner of the court. When Richards went out in the earlier game, UConn went on a tear, a 19-0 run. Pellington.
I thought they were going to call travel there. Perry Morin is not pleased with the call.
Plenty of timeouts on either side, both with fouls to give. Possession arrow is Arizona's. Where do they look without Ari, who's got 27 of their 57 points?
Well, they got to spread it out and drive it.
And that's what Pellington will do. Holmes got a piece of it. Indiana will push. Haven't had a basket in nearly 3 minutes. Looking for their first three of the night. No. Scramble for the 50-50 ball. And I think Baptiste got possession and some new blood, making deep runs. As McDonald comes back over to the bench, we'll await word as to whether or not she can check back in.
I love that out-of-bounds set. You can't get beat over the top. Oh, is that a turnover? Yes, it is. Indiana forces a turnover.
And Adia Barnes immediately says, Ari, you can check back in now. Here she comes.
Okay, Terry Morin's club, very good on this situational offense. They've been solid on their ATOs. This is a baseline out of bounds. And they're going to take a look at it because we're inside 2 minutes and they can review the play.
They have not picked a good time to cool off. They're just 3 of 11 in this fourth quarter, and Holmes does not have any points yet.
We're reviewing the trap them. Can't get beat over the top here.
McDonald's got it.
Look, there's 2 seconds on the shot clock. Arizona's got to get the ball in bounds. They might have to throw it all the way to midcourt here.
22 on the shot clock, but
they got 2 seconds to get it past.
Yep. Otherwise, it's the 10-second violation, and they do. And McDonald comes out with it. And she's fouled.
Got couple fouls to give here. You go for the trap, you try to get the steal, you foul right away. It's a hard trap. If you can get one, and try not to let Ari McDonald catch it.
The only player that is a problem at the line for Arizona is Pellington, and Adia Barnes wisely keeps her on the bench. And a foul will be called on a screen for the Cats. And it's back over to Indiana.
Is that on Kate Reese? That would be 5. No time off the clock. Yeah.
Wow. And the junior from Cypress, Texas has fouled out. And a foul now on the other end on the Indiana screen.
We haven't had one of those calls all game, and now we get 2.
And that will be the 5th on Alexa Gulbe. So both teams,
yeah, they're both fouls too.
Lose a player setting the screen. Grace Wagner will come in for the first time in the game, and she commits a foul right away. Both sides in the bonus, no 1-and-1s in the women's game. So a couple of free throws for McDonald. Her first trip to the line. .77% on the season. And there he hits on the first.
Well, Indiana's got to come up the floor quickly and try to score. I would get Grace Berger the basketball and everyone else run up the court.
Here she is after the miss. Berger. Need a bucket. Haven't had one in 3.5 minutes. Then she elevates and hits.
Got to try to extend the game here if you're Indiana. Really tough to not allow Ari McDonald to catch though.
They are trying like crazy, Debbie. It's been an uphill battle. 91 games in a row. She scored in double figures. She has been red hot in the tournament. A couple of tosses here would get her to 30 for the 2nd game in a row.
She's the active scoring leader in college women's basketball right now.
On the first.
Again, same thing for Indiana. Berger, everybody pushed to the baseline, try to flatten out the floor to give her room to operate in the middle third where she's outstanding.
Chipping away 2 points at a time because they don't rely a lot on the three. They have not made one in the game tonight. And Berger is fouled, so a chance for some points with the clock stopped.
She is a downhill driver, and she is athletic.
Set a school wins record last year. Top 5 scorers returned, the preseason favorites in the Big Ten. They ended up finishing in 4th place. There was a loss in the Big Ten tournament that forced them to refocus and retool. And the resulting run is the deepest they have ever made in the tournament.
You're going offense-defense right now if you're Terry Morin.
They're going to try and run 2 at McDonald to make her give it up. Thomas, loose ball.
Oh, what a play.
What a play to Yaney. Bowled it over to her. Berger, short, rebound, Zona, and a foul. Heads up by Puello with the push to her teammate.
This is so good right here. Watch Sam Thomas almost loses the handle. I thought Patler was going to dive for that one. Puello just tips it to Baptiste for the easiest bucket all night for Arizona.
Boy, in recent years, you know, we've talked a lot about the success at Stanford and Tara Vanderveer and how she continues to give back to the game, to the conference, has really pushed all of the coaches. And now Ari's got the upper hand there. Big performance from Ari McDonald. Indiana. Hattenberg. McDonald defending. Cardano, Hillary, no. Offensive rebound in the strip by McDonald to come out with it. The race is on. McDonald and one for Ari. The Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year transitions into the Player of the Year in about 4 seconds.
The strip. The eyes up.
No one's going to catch her in the open floor.
Old-fashioned 3 for McDonald. Of course, Joan Bonvicini, her coach at Arizona. She said, I'm not shy about stealing some of her best stuff. She's reached out to NBA coaches and WNBA coaches. Some of her friends from the WNBA for advice on how to make sure she put this team in the best position to win games. And not only have they been winning games, they are making history in the desert. For the first time in school history, the Arizona Wildcats are going to the Final Four.